Hello. If this is your first time here, my name is Ileane Smith and I'm your digital media tour guide. And one of the things that comes up a lot when you're creating content, whether it's a podcast or even if it's a video, should you add background music? Hmm. Hey, my friend Rob Fuzz is here. How you doing, Rob? Now, this is how the question came to my mind. If you are uh, using Anchor for your podcast, Anchor has a built-in tool that lets you scroll through various background tracks. There's about 20 tracks. So you record your audio first, and then you can scrub through the tracks and pick the one that kind of sets the right mood. Okay? Also, Podbean, which is another podcasting app, they actually have a built-in track as well, music tracks. They have 3 different choices. Now, I covered all of this on my free podcast host, my site over there called Free Podcast Host. You can follow on Twitter. And there's also Spreaker. Spreaker has a console that you can use and add in background tracks. You can add intro and outro music and all of that. So about 2 or 3 weeks ago, YouTube added some music to their library that we can use, royalty-free music that we can use for our backgrounds. Now, my question to you, you guys that are here, what do you think? Is music, background music, does that make the broadcast or the video seem more professional? Does it get your attention more? And so in order to help facilitate that question, I have 2 clips. One is without music and one is with music. And after you listen to them both, let me know which one you would pick. So let's go. Which one should I do first? Rob, should I go with music or without? I think I'll just go with the one that just so happened that I loaded up first. So, let me give you a little bit of background. This is a preview to an upcoming course that I'm doing where I'm going to be talking about Anchor. So check it out. Hi, welcome. My name is Ileane and I'm so glad you're here. I started podcasting back in 2009, and over the years, I've seen a lot of my friends and other content creators struggle with starting their podcast. They were afraid of the tech. They didn't want to invest money in the equipment. And so I was really excited when I got introduced to. Okay, so that was without music. Let's take a listen and take a look at the same exact video with background music. And thanks to YouTube for the music. Hi, welcome. My name is Ileane and I'm so glad you're here. I started podcasting back in 2009, and over the years, I've seen a lot of my friends and other content creators struggle with starting their podcast. They were afraid of the tech. They didn't want to invest money in the equipment. And so I was really excited when I got introduced to Anchor. Now, back in June of 2017, Anchor decided to add the RSS feed to their audio platform. Okay, so you've got a chance to get a taste of both versions of that intro. And so if you're watching this in the replay, please leave a comment and let me know with music or without. Now, I mentioned Spreaker, and I just want to quickly show you how you could add the background music over on Spreaker, because Spreaker has several ways that you can do this. And One of them is with their desktop application. There's a desktop studio. You can do it on your phone too, but I think it's probably easier if you're just adding background music to do it with the Spreaker Studio, which you can download whether you have Mac or Windows computer. So let's just take a look at the console. Let's get the right thing, screen sharing, the Spreaker Studio. Okay, good. So how this works is you have to upload your music. So I will upload that track. See if I can remember where that track is hiding. And I believe it's hiding under, it's probably in a YouTube folder, or we'll just grab another piece of music. That doesn't matter. All right, let's see if I can remember where my music is hiding. And here's the YouTube folder. And I think this is different music, but that's okay. All right, so what you would do is you have to balance out the audio there. Excuse me. So you can go live, by the way, with the Spreaker Studio. I showed in a previous video, so I'm not going to go over that again now. So let's just start it up. And we're not going to go live. We're just going to go offline as a recording. And what I would do in order to bring in this music, now I can start playing. But of course, what I want to do is make sure that it's ducked down underneath my voice so that in the recording, and this is one of the problems that people have when they decide to add music to their recording, is that they don't have the balance correct of the volume of their voice over the volume of the music. And it can be at times distracting to people. And so it's in this Spreaker Studio, you have something called auto ducking. And here you can, auto ducking is currently disabled. Let's see if we can enable it. And you may have heard that volume dropping down every time I start talking. Turn it up. Every time I start talking, the volume goes back down. So that is a really cool feature of Spreaker. So I would love, love, love to know what you think about that so far. Okay, well, I think that we have talked about this several times over on Anchor, over in the Anchor community. And like I said, it just came up recently over on the Facebook page, in the Facebook group, I apologize, called Anchor's a Wave. And if you're on Anchor, be sure to join that group. My friend, Kamari Ellis, actually, Kamari's a life and IRL, in real life friend. And you can find him at Ask Kamari, and one of the podcasts that he's thinking about doing. You know, Anchor is great for like a second podcast or like a little side podcast, right? So for us that are experienced podcasters. And so what he wants to do is to use that background music on some of his Anchor segments. And that's where the conversation came up, because he asked a question over there. And a lot of us who have been talking about this topic for months now, ever since they added the whole podcasting option and they added this ability to add the background music. And it's funny because the folks who are more veterans of using the app, I mean, if there's such a thing as veterans, because the app is not really that old, are like, we don't use the music anymore. In the beginning, it was like the shiny object, like, oh, background tracks are here. All we have to do is add it in. And so we have kind of gone away from doing that. We don't add most of the old school folks don't add the background tracks anymore. But some of the newer users, and I remember when I first started using the app for podcasting, I was like, yes, but here's the thing. If you're going to repurpose that content, you know, you don't want it to have the background music. And that's one of the things that I'm doing. I may record it on Anchor, but then I download it. They give you options, many options now to download from desktop. And you can easily download your tracks. But once you put that music behind it, you can't take it out. Now, the other place that I want to talk about the background music is mostly on video. And I noticed that some of the YouTubers that I follow, because I have so many that I really, really love and I love to follow. And I guess it really depends upon whether they're teaching a tutorial or if they're doing like a vlog style video. And for tutorials, I kind of am against it. And I guess that's because I do tutorials. I just think it kind of takes away. Now, if you're doing an overview and you just want to introduce someone to an app or to a concept, like maybe podcasting or something like that, then it kind of makes sense because it brings up a feeling, and maybe it adds to the emotion of the content. But for the most part, you're probably going to just be doing like, this is how you do this. You go here. This is step 1. This is step 8, whatever. I know I skipped from 1 to 8. But when you do that, music may be distracting and it may not enable or help your listener or your audience, your viewer, to actually get the job accomplished. It just really depends. So it's something that I think you should test. Now, I do think that on a vlog, when you're doing like a daily vlog and you're maybe, just talking topics that are on your head or on your heart, it probably makes a lot of sense to add that music. But once again, remember, keeping the balance. Keep the balance. And you know what you can do? Someone else over on the Anchors Away Facebook group asked me this question about how long their podcast should be and how often and all that. But this is what I'm going to give you, the same advice that I gave to them. You have to ask your audience. And so here I am asking you guys, would you like to hear music when I release this course for Anchor? You heard the 2 different versions at the top of the video, with music and without music, but I want to hear from you. There's 2 ways you can contact me, and especially if you want to make sure that you get updated on whenever that course is released, which should be any day now. So I'm going to give you those 2 ways to contact me. If you want to leave me a voicemail, you're a budding podcaster or you're a video creator and you've got your mic with you all the time, or you're so accustomed to using it from your phone, then you want to go to ileanesmith.com/voicemail. That's going to open up the SpeakPipe app and you can record your question in that app. Or you can, leave me your email address if you would like for me to keep in touch with you and let you know when that course is coming out. Now, if you just want to contact me by email, you may want to ask a question about one of my videos. I have over 300 videos here on YouTube. And, I have the podcast, free podcast host, the Anchor Show, Miss Ileane Speaks. So I've got a ton of content out there. And I also have ileanesmith.com, which is the blog. So if you may want to email me to ask me a question, and I'm perfectly game for, trying to give you a quick response for your question. If you want to do that, you go to ileanesmith.com/contact. And with that, please be sure to follow my stories over on Instagram. And that's how you can check on me on a daily basis. And that's Instagram.com/Ileane, Ileane. And with that, I want you to have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Every weekend, I live stream here on YouTube. Bye for now. Peace.